The woman sliced the virus-infected cell in half. Using a fine tool, she separated a tiny sample and slipped it under the microscope. To her horror, every single cell was exploding from within. The scientist gasped, her heart racing. Only a biosecurity level 4 virus could wreak this kind of destruction. Without hesitation, she suited up in full protective gear and entered the highest security lab with her assistant. For context, even COVID-19 is classified only as biosafety level 3.
Every known filovirus on Earth is in this freezer. Do you know how many people would die on this planet if the leftovers of this freezer ever got released?
All of us?
She began by extracting Marburg virus antibodies from a chimpanzee and dripped them onto the mysterious new filovirus sample. But the serum didn't turn green, meaning this wasn't Marburg.
It's negative.
That's good.
No. If it's not Marburg, none of the other options are good.
If it wasn't Marburg, that left only one terrifying possibility: Ebola, with a fatality rate of up to 90%. She reached for the Ebola antibodies, ready to test them, when her assistant suddenly froze in fear. She turned and saw his protective suit ripped open, stained with fresh blood. Panic surged through her. She slammed the alarm button and rushed him into the decontamination chamber for a full scrub down. After stripping off the suit and checking carefully for wounds, she finally spotted the truth. It was nothing more than a small cut he'd gotten while chopping vegetables that morning. Even so, her supervisor placed him in isolation and banned him from the lab for a full week.
You can get as angry as you want at me later. Right now, we've got to get to them. We may have a filovirus on our hands, and there's a chance that it's Ebola.
That's when another colleague stepped up in protest, insisting that Ebola had never been found on American soil. She wanted to re-enter the lab and double-check the results, but the emergency shutdown had already destroyed every sample. With no other options, she waited out her quarantine. The moment it ended, she drove overnight to a research facility. There, she managed to secure 2 monkey corpses that had died from the virus. But the staff didn't grasp the danger. They just wrapped the bodies in thin plastic bags. Left with no choice, she loaded the monkeys into her car. She had to get them back to the lab before they thawed completely. But on the road, she hit heavy traffic. Then came the frantic honking. She jumped out and saw blood dripping onto the pavement. Virus-laden blood, out in the open. If she didn't act fast, it could spark a disaster. She yanked out her car's fuel line and pretended it had broken down. Then she bolted to a nearby store, grabbed disinfectant supplies, and rushed back before the traffic police arrived. She scrubbed the blood away, sealed the monkeys in fresh bags, and finally got moving again. When she returned to the facility, she went straight to the level 4 lab to run tests, only to discover her clearance had been revoked. Luckily, her colleague arrived just then. He also needed to know the truth. Together, they collected a sample from one of the monkeys and dropped Ebola antibodies onto it. This time, the serum turned green.
Ebola Zaire.